The next, after the infrastructure that I'll commend Fayose, is the area of education. Because maybe because I also have a little academic background, not the professor. I was not a professor like the incoming governor. But I believe, and any leader, if you listen to any leader who wants to liberate his people, if you want to develop your people, first and foremost, you must educate your people. And anybody who does not encourage education, want to imprison the minds of the people so you can continue to subjugate them and exploit them. And even if you look at Nigerians, you cannot exploit a community that is enlightened. But when you have an illiterate population, you can promise them anything and they believe, because they have no means of knowing that what you are telling them is not right. One thing I did when I was in office as the president, we as a nation, we have satellite facilities, we have nuclear facilities, but we must get the best brains, who must be Nigerians, to man this. And I came up with what we call Presidential Special Scholarship for Innovation and Development. We say from among the first-class products in the technical disciplines, the federal government will select the best, like 120 every year, and send them to the best 25 universities in the world. So in the next 10 years or so, if other countries that were at par with us at independence are thinking about going to the moon, Nigeria must also be there. For you to be respected as a nation, in this present generation, there are three things that are key. Because our economy is a knowledge-based economy. You must develop your science and technology very well. You cannot compromise with that. And especially these days of IT. And you must industrialize. And in all this, you need to train your best brains. We came up with that, it has been killed. Some students who are studying in best universities, they cannot continue their programs. If you don't train your brains, what kind of illiterate population do you want to get? Except you want to get a population of very unenlightened people that you can use to do mischievous things. So I'm saying so because Ekiti State, of course, we know the way Ekiti people value education. Not too long ago, we were surprised when Ekiti records dropped so low. And we said, is this Ekiti? No. I was quite pleased when the records improved through the leadership of Fayose. And of course, supervised by the deputy governor who supervises the educational sector, a university professor. So anybody who can enhance the education of the state and improve the infrastructure of the state within the limits of the resources, then that person has a vision for the state. You must thank Fayose. Oshoko, we will thank you so much. You will recall very recently, a governor from a neighboring state, not too far, Southwest is known for education. In fact, by the time I graduated, 50% of the professors in Nigeria were all from the Southwest. Now it has spread, but at the time I graduated, 50% of the professors in Nigeria were all from the Southwest. So if you come to the Southwest, you have come to the hub of education. A governor from a neighboring state, that the state was doing very well academically, now is one of the least. And that state from Southwest, no, that's not leadership. And of course, these are the parties they say they want to lead. How will they take us to? So thank this young Ayodele for us. We thank you for what you have done in the infrastructural development. We thank you for what you have done in elevating the educational sector in the state and your vision and commitment to protect the people of Ekiti. Before I end, let me simply mention a little thing. It's about the next election. It will not be fair for me to leave without mentioning that. I'll plead with my national chairman not to be angry with me, because he will formally come to Ekiti to hand over the flag to our flag bearer. But since I'm here and he's already a candidate, I need to take a photograph with him and his running mate. Please, you come to the I need to take a photograph with him and his running mate. I'm not going to raise his hands because the national chairman will come and do that. I may come and support him that day if I am free. But I am quite happy, especially for the young people. You have been marching around this country, not too young to run. They have visited all the former presidents. They have visited President Obasanjo. They have visited President Babangida. They have visited me. With the song, not too young to run. You have got two very young people. This man is 50 years today as incoming governor. He is 39 years. Very dynamic young people. Very humble, knowledgeable, well educated. The challenge is for you, the young people from Ekiti State. If you want us to produce a young president, you start with them. Great Nigerian youth! Great Nigerian youth! If you're able to deliver them, which I know you will do it, then we can give you a young president. And when they are doing well, then we know, which I know they will do well, because of the tutelage they've gotten from Ayodele, I know they will do well. We must do that. We must encourage the young people to work hard. I don't believe that Nigerian youths are lazy, they are not. Because I have worked with Nigerian youths. I have encouraged Nigerian youths. I have very young people in my cabinet, even as a governor and as a president. And you are great, you have great minds. African youths are great. We have challenges, no power for creativity. But still, with the limit we have, we know the great things we are doing. Please, young men, sit down. I know you will succeed. And from today, since I came in today, I've been going around the state with the governor. And I've seen the support the governors still have. I've seen the support the PDP has. I've seen the enthusiasm of our people. I don't believe any party can come and win Ekiti if they will do real election. And I'll use this opportunity to call on Mr. President. I was there, and I know when you are there, there's so much pressure from everybody to use all the powers you have to subjugate democracy. Don't do that. Because what you'll go with is the name you will leave behind. If you use your powers negatively, posterity will haunt you. And I call on Mr. President to use his powers to strengthen democracy in Nigeria. Because all the great democracies we are witnessing, we are seeing in the world, those great countries were built by people. People made sacrifices to make their countries great. Some of them have died hundreds of years ago. But they made sacrifices so that people talk positively about their countries. I feel very sad as a Nigerian. If you listen, a neighboring president made two remarks recently. A president of a neighboring country made two remarks recently about Nigeria. First of all, he was talking, the current Ghanaian president was talking to Ghanaians about the movement of cattle in some cities. And he said openly in the marketplace that Ghana is not Nigeria, where cattle will roam anyhow. That is very uncomplimentary, that Ghana is not Nigeria. Then recently I was speaking in the United Kingdom, and he made reference to the days they were in school. And he said in the stores in London, you can use Nigerian currency to buy things. But where is Nigeria today? A neighboring African president. So if Nigeria has reached the level where our neighboring presidents will use us as negative examples, then we must know as leaders of this country that certain things are not going on well in this country. And we must change the way we do things. We must make sure we present a country that our children will be proud of. We must make sure that we present a country that none of our mates can use us for negative examples. They should use us for positive examples, not for negative examples. I feel so ashamed and so reduced as a former president of Nigeria when a colleague will use Nigeria as a negative example in 2 occasions and may continue. That means that we, the leaders of this country, and the future leaders of this country, must know that certain things are not going on properly in this country, and we must change the way we do things if we really, really want to make sure that will present this country properly. I thank all of you for being here with us. If I continue, I may talk for too long because there's a time limit. But I'm happy to be associated with this great program. I'm happy to be associated with this flyover. I'm happy that my pleading with our Fayose is to accept Fayose that we did not disappoint you. I thank you all.